Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm so happy to have you here. I'm so glad that we are doing this again with you. Please stay to the end, and please stay to the end, okay? So stay to the end. It's gonna be interesting as usual. You know, this channel is all about improving ourselves as social human beings, and we love ourselves while doing it, okay? While improving ourselves to be better human beings to us and even others. So what are we going to learn today? Today we are going to discuss about the power of forgiveness. It is very important to forgive. It is something very fundamental to forgive. I know it is not very easy. I'm not sitting here saying that forgiveness is very much easy and something that you can just do with a snap, you know. It is something that you really have to work on. So many people are not able to forgive, and let me just say it depends with the degree of the hurt that someone has been through, okay? Whether from people they trusted so much, whether from people they least expected. So it just depends. Every situation is different, but in all that, you have to learn how to forgive. You have to learn how to forgive. It is not easy, but you have to learn. So we are just going to go through and see what is the importance of forgiveness, or rather the power of forgiveness. And I just want to go straight into it. So why should you forgive? Why is it very important? And first of all, what is even forgiveness? What is forgiveness? Forgiveness is simply not having bad feelings towards that person who wronged you. Simple as that. It is simply not having bad feelings towards that person who wronged you. So that is forgiveness. So why do I think we should forgive? Or rather, why have I come to the conclusion that it is very important to forgive? All right, the power of forgiveness. Okay, the power of forgiveness. I'm saying this so many times because I know it is something that is very hard for people to just do it. It is very hard for people to just do it. It is very, you ask someone, why not just forgive, and they're like, all right, it can't just go away, it can't just go away. So some people will say they have to revenge so that they feel they are forgiven. Some people will punish so that now they feel they have forgiven. Some people will just act mean to you just to show that they are forgiven you, and so on and so forth, and all that is just coming from negative energy. So forgiveness is very important. It is very important. It's something that if you want to so, forgiveness is something that if you really want to be happy and healthy in life, it is something that you really have to practice. It is something that you really have to die for, okay? Doing it, just failing and still doing it until you get there. So, why is it very important to forgive? Why is it very important to forgive? It is very important to forgive because lack of forgiveness brings what we call depression. And do you know how that comes into place? The fact that you have to harb those bad feelings about someone, the fact that you have to be through the pain every time you think about that person, the fact that you really have to feel unhappy and sad and stressed anytime you think about the person who actually wronged you or hurt you. Then with time, because you're not letting it out, now it becomes a depression. So you start having what we call depression, and that is health matter, okay? So you can see when you don't forgive, you're just pushing yourself to depression slow by slow. And in this world, you actually cannot know who is who, okay? Sometimes people can disappoint you. Sometimes people can do things that actually are so out of this world that every time you think about it, you cannot even digest it in a minute. So you really have to stay in a situation, in a way that, not really in a situation, but you really have to put yourself in a way that people will always disappoint you. People will always make mistakes. Okay, people will just hurt you. I'm not saying that that should stick, of you should have that as fixated in your mind, but you should be flexible enough to know that this thing can happen, so that when it happens, you are ready to forgive and move on. Forgiving someone actually does not mean that you forgive them and still let them do those things that they did to you. Okay, you can forgive someone and decide to put boundaries. Okay, you can forgive someone who repeated hurting you over and over by what they were doing, probably, okay? Maybe they betrayed you in a certain way, so you can forgive them, but put a boundary of just telling them, we can never be friends again, but I'm at peace with you, okay? So that is the boundary you can form when you feel like sitting around these people or continuing to be around these people is actually making you more and more and more depressed, okay, or more and more in a situation whereby you are very much unforgiving, okay? So you can just forgive, let go, and then set boundaries by telling them, I don't think we can continue being friends, okay, or I don't think we can continue being partners, or wherever situation you'll be, but I still have a good heart when it comes to you. So you'll have released that, and you won't even experience any kind of depression, okay? So you won't experience depression. Now this, sometimes and most times, because you are not forgiving, you end up abusing substances. Did you know that? Because you are not forgiving, you end up abusing substances just to forget the acts that were done to you that gave you so much pain. So do you see what forgiveness, a lack of forgiveness can do to you as a person? Because you want to get over that painful feeling, you want to get over that person that did that bad act to you, or rather anything that is putting you in a situation whereby you feel so hurt and so much in pain. So because you cannot forgive, now the only thing that you'll do, you'll go abuse substances. So you'll become too alcoholic, okay? That is just an example. You become too alcoholic because you feel like anytime you are high, it is softening your feelings towards that person that is very much painful. So you can see why forgiveness is very important, okay? You could not be doing such when you just easily forgive the person who wronged you. And then it creates in you a lot of anxiety when you just don't forgive, or you don't have a heart of forgiving. So you'll have a lot of anxiety, and this anxiety comes in anytime you see the person who did you wrong, okay? Anytime you see the person who did you dirty, you will always be anxious. You are anxious because inside you, you are fighting, you know, within you. One is you really want to forgive as a human being, but you cannot get past over what this person did. So those two things are fighting in you, and now you end up being anxious when you see this person, because every time you see this person, it brings about those painful feelings, those hurtful feelings, you know, those sad feelings, and so on and so forth. So it actually makes you become very anxious. You become very anxious simply because you cannot forgive. So my dear, please just learn to forgive. Learn to forgive. It is hard, but once you just start practicing forgiving, it will be very much easy. And as I've said, it doesn't mean that when you forgive, you still let people that constantly wrong you around you. You can always put boundaries, and you'll be a very, very happy person, okay? So when you forgive, actually, it does put away these alive emotions of hurt, anger, and even blame. That is the most important thing about forgiveness, okay? The most important thing about forgiveness is that the most important thing about forgiveness is that it does away with alive emotions of anger, alive emotions of hurt, and even alive emotions of blame. So once you get that away from yourself, trust you me, you'll never be stressed. You'll be a very happy person, because there's nothing inside you that is eating you up about anyone. There's nothing inside you that is making you feel sad every time you think about someone that wronged you, okay? So you have to learn to forgive and forgive and forgive and forgive. And by the way, when you don't forgive, you will not sleep well. You won't sleep well. You will pretend as if you don't care, okay? But the fact is, you will not be able to sleep. Why will you not be able to sleep? You won't be able to sleep because you cannot forgive and you haven't forgiven. So what happens is that you are asleep every day. is full of memories of what wrongs were done to you by this particular person. Trust you me, you might decide to put everything under the rug, under the carpet. You might say to push everything under the carpet so as to not feel the feelings of hurt and all that. But the thing is, as long as you've not forgiven, it will always be coming back into your memories. So you won't even be sleeping well, because person A did you wrong, person B did you wrong, person C did you wrong. You did not forgive all of them. How do you even sleep? How do you even sleep? Okay? So you have to learn to forgive. Just learn to forgive so that you can have your beautiful sleep, the way babies normally have very beautiful sleep, okay? With no stress, no anxiety. All they just look forward is a new day, new meal, and new playmates and new playing grounds, okay? So learn to forgive so that you can have your beautiful sleep in the night and sleep well without thinking about those who actually wronged you. Okay, so forgiveness is a very healthy journey. As I finish, okay, so forgiveness is a very healthy journey. And how is it healthy? It will actually lower your cholesterol. Do you know that you build up a lot of cholesterol when you keep on thinking about the wrongs people have done to you? So you can see how forgiveness is very important, the power of forgiveness. And then you actually also lower your levels of pain. But the pain is not good. Pain is something that will actually land you directly to depression, okay, or even chronic stress. So it actually lowers that. It actually also lowers your blood pressure, okay. So when you keep on thinking about the wrongs people have done to you, you're actually exposing yourself to developing pressure, okay, which is not good. So actually take this journey and learn to forgive. And I assure you, once you learn how to forgive, there are very many good things that will happen to you, especially those who wrong you. Especially, let me just say, put it right, especially those who wrong you intentionally. They won't even understand why you're not even bothered. They will not even understand why you're not even being sad and stressed about what they have done, because you simply forgive and put boundaries. So instead, they'll actually be more careful when it comes to dealing with you, which is a very good thing. All right, we all want people to respect us, and we all want people to respect our boundaries as we do the same to them. So when someone or who has wronged you realizes that you can actually easily be, be angered and stuff like that, these are things that they'll keep on doing. Okay, so just learn to forgive. Actually, just learn to forgive and let go of the situation that happened and focus on whatever is at hand and your happiness and the things that matter. Okay, so people will come to your life and wrong you, but you don't have to put that. It's, I always say, you actually do not, it is very sad for you to carry someone else misbehavior. Okay, for example, someone has betrayed you. Why should you be the one who suffer because someone has betrayed you? It is not like supposed to be like that. The one who actually betrayed you is the person that is supposed to actually feel the pain, not you. So do not carry responsibility that is not yours. Okay, never carry responsibility that is not meant for you. The fact that someone wronged you, it is for them to feel the guilt, it is for them to feel the pain for doing that, but not you, who was innocent when this was happening to you. All right, so just learn to forgive and let go and put boundaries. This way you shall be very happy, and you shall be having what we call the power of forgiveness in you. I know it sounds so hard. For some people it also sounds so ish because many people believe that when you forgive, it means you are a weak person. But that is a very wrong belief. It is a very wrong belief. In fact, when you forgive, it is healthy for you, and your life will be very much full of happiness. So when you see that someone is very forgiving, know that that person is very, very strong, and very, very, very strong-willed person, okay, and very level-minded. So weak people are those people that cannot forgive. They rather carry the burden with them to each and every place. So dear ones, please learn to forgive. There is power in forgiveness. It brings happiness and good health. So for that, I'll just say bye. Have yourself a very, very good time. So a very, very good time if you are having your afternoon, you are having your morning, you are having your let me say evening, or rather you are having your night. All right, so have it in a very, very enjoyable manner. And thank you so much for being here with me. Till next time, that is a bye. Bye bye. Also, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and also comment. All right, you can suggest any other topic that you feel I should also talk about next time when we meet right here in my channel. Okay, so thank you so much, and that's a last bye.